beautiful selection. Get that Monday 3 for 1 special. Oh, shoot. Alright, here we go. Good day, good day, good day. So, I'm going to be doing the final loadout practice of the 4. Same pattern. I'll have to say the same thing in all these because I imagine if someone doesn't want to play Constructor, they won't watch the Constructor one. If they don't want to play a Soldier, they won't watch the Soldier one. So, I will be going over a bad Outlander loadout and explaining why it's bad. And then I will build a good Outlander loadout and explain why it's good. Remember to take into account 2 primary things when you're making a hero loadout. Your commander's perk and the weapons you're going to use, / the playstyle that you're going for. If you don't really know what a hero loadout is, trust and believe. I'll go into that. Just know that a hero loadout it can make it or break it for some missions. It is vitally important, and it's all about making a synergy. What's a synergy? Too big of a word. What matches? What fits? What clicks? What clacks? I'm going to show you how to get this done. So let's delve in. So, here I've made what I consider to be a bad hero loadout. Before I explain why it's bad, let's see what everything does. So I've got this vampire girl. Her abilities are Phase Shift, Shock Tower, and Seismic Smash. Let's read up her perk. Phase Siphon. Dashing through enemies with Phase Shift heals 36 base health per second. Sorry. Let me read that again. Dashing through enemies with Phase Shift heals 36 base health per enemy passed through. The team perk I have is Happy Holidays. Let's read. Reduces your ability cooldowns by 40%. Stacks independently from other cooldown reduction perks. Requires 3 heroes with 2 or more stars. Alright, let's go over the support team. Ghoulish Cackle increases ability damage by up to 37.5% based on the percentage of your missing health. Icy Shot, sniper critical hits apply water affliction, dealing 21 base water damage per second for 3 seconds. Make It Count increases pistol and SMG critical damage by 75%. SMG bonus does not stack with assault critical damage. Fragment Generation, every 39 eliminations gain 1 charge fragment. And assault damage increases assault and SMG damage by 17%. SMG bonus does not stack with hip shot. So let's go over why I think this is a bad hero loadout. So this girl's main perk is an ability that makes it so my Phase Shift, which comes back every 8 seconds, it's a very fast ability, and it stacks up to 3 times. For each person I pass through, I'm going to regenerate health. So this team perk it's not really needed. It's an 8-second cooldown that stacks up 3 times. That means basically you're always going to have a Phase Shift ready, so a cooldown shouldn't be on your primary interest. Her main focus is going to be phasing through enemies to keep up survivability so you can stay in the fight. So let's go over why else this is bad. Ghoulish Cackle increases ability damage. Her main thing is phase shifting. She also has a Shock Tower and Seismic Smash, but that's not going to be your primary thing. Her thing is using her weapons alongside her survivability to stay in the fight. So ability damage shouldn't be something you're focused on. Icy Shot, sniper critical hits, water affliction. I don't think using sniper rifles in a run and gun playstyle is exactly what we're going to be going for. Because if you're using sniper rifles, we're safe to say you're attacking the enemies from afar. So phase shift and phasing through enemies to heal you isn't gonna happen because you're at a distance from them, correct? You see where I'm going for? Make It Count. Pistol and SMG damage. Okay, so now we're overcomplicating it. Not only are we not focusing on our commander perk and nothing's working, we also have multiple different weapons being slotted in here. So we're asking for sniper critical hits, we're asking for pistols and SMGs. We need to make up our mind. None of it works so far. Fragment Generation. Every 39 eliminations gain a charge fragment. What do charge fragments do? They reduce the cooldown of the Teddy ability and the Shock Tower ability. Shock Tower already has a very short cooldown of about 15 or so seconds. With the charge fragment, it reduces it to about 10 seconds. Not really the biggest thing for a support team slot. And then we have assault damage. The nail in the coffin increases assault and SMG damage by 17%. So, recap as to why this doesn't work. This girl is asking for a run and gun playstyle where you use her phase shift ability to stay in the fight longer, because you're healing yourself while phasing past groups of enemies to escape danger. You don't really need a cooldown reduction on an ability that stacks up to 3 times with an 8-second cooldown on each, so you're basically always going to have one ready. Ability damage isn't something you're worried about your weapons. Snipers don't really help a run and gun playstyle. Pistols overcomplicate it because now you're asking for pistols, snipers, and assault rifles, and straight up fragment generation doesn't really matter when you have only a 5 less second cooldown. The ability comes back extremely fast anyway. So this doesn't work because it overcomplicates the weapons you're going to use. It doesn't take into account her commander perk. You don't need cooldowns, you don't need ability damage. What you need are things that focus on one weapon type that you're going to stick with, something that might boost the phase shift, like say you phase and then you move even faster to boost that run and gun playstyle. You want things that match and don't overcomplicate it. You remember that episode of SpongeBob where like he's in his head or something, and there were a bunch of clone SpongeBobs and they were running all around the office and it was catching on fire and stuff? It was a complete mess. That's what this hero loadout reminds me of. So I'm going to now build what I believe would be an efficient loadout. Outlander loadout. So real quick, let's read. We have the commander, Vanguard Southie. Let's look. He has 3 abilities: Seismic Smash, Shock Tower, and Phase Shift. His perk, his commander perk, is Fault Line. Decreases Seismic Smash cooldown by 67%. So his main thing seems to be using this ability called Seismic Smash. What is Seismic Smash? He puts his fist into the ground and sends a shockwave through the earth in a straight line, dealing energy damage, clearing out things in your way. And it looks like he can do this a lot. So, team perk. All of you guys have 4 base game team perks: Long Arm of the Law, Keep Out, Recycling, and Dim Mock. So let's look for Long Arm of the Law. With this good Outlander loadout, I'm going to try to use nothing but heroes that you can obtain yourself at any point in the game, to keep things realistic for you. Also, take note, did you see that? Of the 4 base game team perks I listed, I'll do it again: Long Arm of the Law, Keep Out, Recycling, and Dim Mock. Only one of those doesn't have this marker on it, so I'm going to magnify. I'm going to take out the magnifier, and I'm going to zoom in. Sorry, excuse me. Do you see that yellow circle with the exclamation mark? And those yellow highlights? You know, you can't miss it. Basically, what that's telling you is this does not work with my commander. Remember what I said earlier. The number 1 and 2 things you want to pay attention with when making a hero loadout is, does it work with the commander I'm using? And what is going to be my playstyle / weapons, vice versa. So when it has this yellow highlight, it tells you this does not work with your commander, meaning this does absolutely nothing for you. So if you're making a support squad or a hero loadout and you see those yellow highlights, that means you're putting in people who should not be in there. Remember to pay attention. So, whoops. Let's see what Long Arm of the Law does and what it needs. Long Arm of the Law, which is currently inactive, increases anti-material charge range by 1 tile. Requires 2 Outlanders. We know what the anti-material charge is, right? It's that fist that every Outlander has. Press left trigger when you have your pickaxe out to punch through things. So, it seems to extend that by a tile. Cool. How do we activate it? Requires 2 Outlanders. Okay. So, when you're making a support team, look at all these tabs here on the top left. I will, once again, I'll magnify, so you see them. These 6 squares here. So the first one shows all the heroes that you have. The second one shows you the team perk match, which means all the heroes that would help activate the team perk. Then the last 4 are the classes: the soldier, the constructor, the ninja, and the outlander. So let's go to team perk match, which will basically show us any outlanders, because all it says is it needs 2 outlanders to activate. So let's look for ones from the base game. This might be a bit hard for me, because I have a lot of event people. But I'll try to slot in things that would work for you as well. Alright, and I'll explain why I think this is efficient and why things work when I'm done. So, first we're going to put up the voltage. Excuse me. Okay. 4 on the floor I think would be good. Let's keep looking. We have our team perk activated now, mind you, because we put in 2 outlanders. So now we can look at the other tabs in case we see something we like, because they don't all have to be from the same class. Remember, it's all about seeing what matches. They don't all have to look the same. Just have to be compatible. Creative thinking gets the blood flowing. Let's keep looking here. Okay. The reason why this is a bit hard for me is because I have to take into account base game stuff, not event stuff. As you can see, I have a lot of event stuff, which is stuff that you sadly cannot obtain. Welcome to Save the World. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. I think I see one. And remember, I'll explain why I'm doing what I'm doing once I'm done making this loadout. Huh. Okay. Here we go. So I just made what I believe to be would be an efficient hero loadout. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to do a mission and stuff to show you because I have to keep into account time. You guys do not have big attention spans, but if you do, please remember to leave feedback. Give me suggestions, give me ideas. So, let's go over what everything does. This dude, his main niche is using this Seismic Smash ability a lot. His cooldown, I think, reduces it to about 10 seconds or less. So, we have the only team perk that works, Long Arm of the Law. We have Up the Voltage. Increases shock tower damage by 33%, because that was one of his abilities. 4 on the floor. Seismic Smash leaves a pulsing zone with a half-tile radius at the end of its distance, which deals 56 base energy damage over 4 seconds and bounces enemies inside. Both of these guys help to activate the team perk because they are Outlanders. Next we have Survivalist. A key component of making a good hero loadout is making sure you have survivability. If you end up being knocked down all the time and needing to get picked up and, reviving all the way across the map and stuff, you're not really going to be useful. Survivalist Jonesy is one of the best base game people to keep you alive. His thing is simple. You get kills, you regenerate health. Gotta love it. Next we have Phase Forward. Phase Shift grants an additional 30% movement speed for 3 seconds. So this helps the playstyle a bit. I'll go into that once I'm done with this last one. Blaze of Glory. Phase Shift increases pistol and SMG damage by 35% for 4 seconds. So let me explain to you why I think this is good. This dude's abilities, in conjunction with his commander perk, lets me know that he's very good for bouncing around, using this Seismic Smash ability for big damage, constantly doing it. So I want to make a support team that what is it called? What's it called? Inflates his ability. Boost it. Remember, finding what matches, taking into account playstyle and the perk. So, Up the Voltage, simple, very simple. Increases shock tower damage. He has the shock tower, make it worth something. Seismic Smash, since he's going to be spamming this a bunch, having something that does such a nice modification to his main ability is very useful. It keeps enemies in a certain zone for 4 whole seconds, extra damage, beautiful stuff, because he's going to be able to use this a lot. Survivalist to keep us alive. And finally, the last two focus around his Phase Shift, keeping into account all the abilities that people have and the kind of playstyle it asks for. He's going to be bouncing around the battlefield, corralling enemies, and then all of his abilities work beautifully together. You can Phase Shift to move around faster with Phase Forward, and you could use pistols and SMGs, if you focus around those, to do massive amounts of damage. So I think this would be a good loadout if you're going for a run-and-gun playstyle, rather than going for this girl, who is also more of a run-and-gun playstyle, but unfortunately it's the support team and the team perk do not take into account what she's going for. This doesn't really boost her, while this does. This boosts his main ability, which is Seismic Smash, and this takes into account his shock tower, his Phase Shift, and how to keep ourselves alive. So yes, recap one last time real fast. This is bad because it doesn't focus on her abilities, it doesn't take into account the playstyle. Really all you're left with is her basic Phase Shift and whatever weapons you choose to use, while her support team really does her no favors. This dude would be useful because it takes into account everything. You would be focusing on pistols and SMGs. Your Phase Shift is boosted by both damage and your movement speed. You're staying alive with Survivalist, and his main ability is getting boosted by Anthony here with 4 on the floor, and the shock tower just does a little bit more. Wasn't that beautiful? And the team perk is activated, and somewhat helpful. Unfortunately, you don't have many other options at the moment. That's why I use this team perk. There are a lot of better options. Okay. That is all for today, or for this one really. I usually upload these in bulk. You know the motto: less trading, less begging, more playing, more watching, more observing, and more learning. Bounce out with that fofo, end this goddamn recording.